Hey, what's up, fellow bearders, fellow brew lovers? This is Mr. I Rock a Beard himself, coming to you with episode 5 of Brew with the Beard. I know it has been a couple of weeks since I last went ahead and put together an episode. However, a couple of things did come up, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to go ahead and put together some episodes. But the good thing is that I'm back now, back on the scene, and I'm very, very excited about a couple of things that I'm going to share with you guys this afternoon. First thing first, happy Sabbath, happy Saturday to everybody. Today is the 10th of August, and it is hot as dog nuts in Houston, Texas. It is about 103 degrees. The good thing is that it's not humid, but it is hot. I mean, if you turn on your AC in your car and let's say you're driving for about 20 minutes, get out the car for 5, and you come back to that car is going to be hot. And my car is black on black. So understand that the heat is punching you in the face every time you open that car door. But I'm grateful that it's not raining, it's not torrential rain, it's not thunderstorms. So I was able to get out earlier today and enjoy some of that good weather, but it is hot. It is very, very hot. But again, grateful to God to have the opportunity to enjoy this hot weather. Um, Shout out to those out here that can actually bear that. Um, Again, I'm not saying it's unbearable, but I haven't been exposed to this type of heat since my last time in the Caribbean, probably in Barbados, and this heat is just ugly. You know, you can still enjoy yourself and get a nice breeze when it comes, but goodness gracious, it is hot. But shout out to Houston, Texas, to the most air conditioned city in the country. And I see why it is necessary. Thank God for that. So let's get started with some of the crap that I want to talk about this week. But before we get started with that, I actually have two brews today. Two brews today, being that it's been such a long time that I have actually recorded. So, first brew I'm going to talk about is our Mount Gay 1703, only exclusive to my home, The Rock, also known as Barbados. Mount Gay 1703, Barbados rum. So, what I'll be doing with this is I will be taking maybe one or two shots of this, and to chase, I'm going to go ahead and chase with Bud Light Orange. Have not had a Bud Light Orange yet. Always had the Bud Light Lime, but this is my first time trying a Bud Light Orange, so I'm going to see how it tastes. But the 1703, highly recommended. Rum and Coke, rum and lemonade, uh, straight by itself. Rum and Morby for those who know what Morby is. Rum and ginger ale. Anything this tastes with, great over some ice, maybe a cut of lemon in your cup. But I'm going to try this also. So let me go ahead and tap that bottle and get it cracking. Shot glass, so you know I'm not skating on this. Go ahead and pour myself a shot. Yeah, it's 103 degrees outside, and they're probably thinking, well, why are you drinking hard liquor in 103-degree weather? Well, it's Saturday. What other excuse do you need? Anyway, and I'm also going to go ahead and tap and twist on my Bud Light Orange. And to anybody that's watching this and may want to take a shot with me, cheers to your health, cheers to your wealth, cheers to your future. May God continue to keep and bless all of you out there as you move forward in any endeavor that you have in life. You know, pray for those who don't pray for you. Be kind to those who are mean to you. And cheers to all good things. Down the hatch. Mm. Okay. First review on this Bud Light Orange. It is delicious and it is refreshing at the same time. Um, Not too heavy on the orange taste. It's light. Says it in the fucking name, right? Anyway, but it's actually very delicious, very refreshing. I'm actually gonna have to put a couple of these in the freezer so they get frosty. It's not frosty right now, but it's cold. Very, very delicious. Anyhow, uh, shout out to Bud Light and shout out to Mount Gay 1703 for always providing a good time whenever I fused them together. Anyway, so it's already August 10th, and this whole year seems to be speeding by, but particularly the summer. I remember the first day of summer back in, what was it, in June, and a lot of things were going on at that time, and with work and personally and stuff like that. So it seemed in that moment that June was a little bit slow, but then you blink and you're already in August, damn near September, and you're coming toward the end of the year. And I know it's cliche to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe time is going by so quickly. But when you look at it, especially from my perspective, 38 years old, it's like 38 years pass by this quickly. So why wouldn't the summer pass by this quickly? But the good thing about the summer ending is that people tend to refocus, especially those who are in business, because the fiscal year is about to start for them. So people tend to refocus on their goals for the upcoming year, 2020. People tend to kind of recalibrate or recharge their battery in an effort to be inspired to continue to do the things that they do. And I would encourage anybody to do the same thing if you follow the fiscal year. But even if you don't, why not get a jump start on your new year? Set a plan, set a goal, whatever it is. If you're looking to open a business, even if you're not ready financially to open that business, but at least start doing the research, connect with the right people, read the right things, get around the right conglomerate of folks. That way you can start shaking the right hands and people can lead you in the right direction. If you don't know how to start, put things on paper. And if you do work, you're at a place where you ultimately don't want to be, but you're grateful to be where you are at this time, start putting money aside toward those things that you ultimately want to do. If it's to travel, again, if it's to open your own business, if it's to invest in something, at this time, this is the time now, the prime time now, when things are kind of going to taper off for the summer. We're going to get our kids back in school. If you choose to endeavor yourself back in school as well, these are the times where the semesters are going to start. Why not start the ball rolling at this point so you're going full speed ahead into 2020, into the new year? And I would encourage anybody to do that, But with the summer ending also ends a lot of good times for people, the barbecues and going to the beach and, being accessible to friends on the weekend and the happy hours and stuff like that. People tend to shut down, when the weather gets cold and people don't want to necessarily be as active. But, I would encourage anybody out there, if you have a pursuit or if you want to pursue a dream or you want to pursue a thought that you've had for a while, now is the time to do it as the summer ends, because you can kickstart, because you have all that energy from the summer that's residual. Why not kickstart something that you've been passionate about for a very long time, moving into September, into the new fiscal year, and then ultimately into the new calendar year in 2020. But I'll say that I'm happy weather-wise that the summer is ending. I'm not excited about 100-degree weather. Am I grateful for it, that I get to experience it and that I'm alive and it's not monsooning, it's not freezing temperatures, but good Lord, 103 by the time it's 10 o'clock in the morning, that's yeah, I'm not a fan. 80 degrees, I'm straight. 80, 85 is pushing it, but I'm straight with that. Once you get into the 90s and it's humid and it's hot and everything is sticking to you, like you don't even want to wear clothes at this point. And look at me. People ask, well, how do you rock a beard in the summertime? Honestly, my face don't get hot. My neck don't get hot with my hair, but below the neck, today I went to a graduation celebration, man, and when I left, it wasn't hot. When I left the crib, it wasn't hot. But when I left that graduation, holy shit. And the car was maybe 100 feet from me. But man, just that walk to the car, and it was just ugly. And then you open the car door and then bam, all that musty stink, just humid air out the car just punches you in the face. And then you got to sit in that shit and turn the car on. And then you have a choice at that point. All right, am I going to sit in this hot ass car while it technically warms up and cools me down, or while I turn the AC on? Or do I shut the car door, turn the AC on, and wait for the car to get cool outside in the hot ass sun? Checks and balances on that one. I'm not waiting in the fucking car. Excuse my French, but I'm not waiting in the car. That's not happening. Yeah, the car. I'd rather wait outside, but then you suffer because then that sun, that Houston sun, is hitting you on your back. And today I was dressed up in a nice, button-down shirt and a tie and slacks. Goodness gracious, folks, I was burning up. So understand that I'm certainly glad that the summer is ending. Back to cooler weather in September, October, 70 degrees, 60 degrees. I am straight with that. Jacket, little scully on. I'm great with that. I don't need this 90, 100, 110 degree weather. And of course, the weather people are telling us that over the next 2 weeks in Houston, jump for joy, over the next 2 weeks in Houston, that we're going to be in the hundreds every friggin' day. Not a fan. So I'm going to have to devise a plan on making sure that I stay indoors as much as possible. But to those who enjoy the summer, I hope that your summer was a blessed one and a lovely one, a safe one. I hope that anything that you look to do this summer, whether it was travel, save money, get in shape, get closer to God, whatever it is, whatever you've chosen to do, whatever your goal is for this summer, that you've actually ultimately achieved it, and that it will propel you into greater things coming forward in the new fiscal year starting in September, ultimately to the end of the year and into the new year starting in January. So cheers to everybody that has had a wonderful summer. For those who have had a challenging summer, just understand that things will always get better. If you're currently in a valley, understand, if you're currently in a valley, if you've hit the bottom of that valley, the only way you can go from this point is up. So continue to hold your head up high, continue to pray, continue to believe that things will get better, and they will. All right. Cheers to the summer. I don't know. I'm pretty sure most of you or everybody that's watching this has heard about these mass shootings that have happened last week. And honestly, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because this is a topic that I feel should be addressed at a higher level than me, even though I think I'm important because I'm one of God's children. But outside of that, for anybody that can look at another human being that has never interacted with them, has never done anything to them on a personal level, and can just up and take their life because they feel like it, there's a greater judgment on those people that turn a blind eye to that. The person that's carry out that act is wicked enough in what they're doing, but a person that turns a blind eye, like these lawmakers and these politicians that really don't give a shit about these lives that have been lost in situations like this, blood is on your hands too. Understand that if you have the power to change things or the power to alter things or prevent things from happening and you choose not to do it, then you're just as guilty as the person that actually carries out that act. And it's sad to see so many young people, kids, in these mass shootings that are losing their lives because people have these fucked up ideas about what it is to be human, and to think that another person, just because they're not the same skin color as you, or because they're not of the same race, or they're not of the same ethnic background, or they're not from the same country, that they're less than you. They bleed the same way. Their heart beats the same way, same brain functions, same genetic makeup. Only thing is that we're just different colors. And it's just for anybody to take somebody's life because they feel like it, just because they feel like it, you are an absolutely reprehensible human being. And not only is judgment coming to you, but judgment is also coming to those who choose not to do anything about it. I choose to live with a clean heart. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but I choose to live with a clean heart. And for anybody to just walk up to a kid, 6, 7 years old, and you have this sense of entitlement and power because you're not only because you're of a certain race, but you have this assault rifle in your hand, or you have a weapon that can destroy somebody in your hand, and you choose to take that person's life, and this person's never done anything to you again. Judgment is coming. But it's sad to see so many people have lost their lives, in the last couple of weeks, because of these things that continue to go on. And something needs to be done. I think that there's strength in numbers, but there's also strength in awareness, and there's strength in action. We can have all the numbers we want, but if we're not willing to act and we're not willing to make people aware of what's going on, and that's null and void. So I continue to pray that people will wake up, and these lawmakers will to continue to make strides to make things better and safer for everybody in this country and worldwide. Because the last thing people at Walmart or people at a bar at 1 o'clock in the morning are thinking is that somebody with a fucking assault rifle is going to come down the street and blow their fucking heads off just because they feel like it. It's disgusting to know that we're not safe, and no matter how you may think that you're okay to go in your own neighborhood and just hang out, go shopping for school supplies, for fruit, for meat to feed your family, that you have the potential to die because somebody doesn't like you because of your skin color, because of your ethnic background. And it's sad. And I just pray that things continue to make us aware, and that we'll keep ourselves safe by any means necessary. Malcolm said it, and I believe it. By any means necessary, protect yourself, protect your family, and those who you care about. So, these mass shootings again, it's sad to see. And again, I just continue to pray that people will be aware and continue to keep themselves safe. On a lighter note, I actually went to see the remake of The Lion King a couple of weeks ago. And to be honest, I was never the biggest fan of The Lion King. It was a good movie when I was a child, but I was never the biggest fan of the movie. I wouldn't say that it was one of those movies whenever it came on that I would sit and watch it. Absolutely not. But it's a good movie, don't get me wrong. But to see it in kind of like a live action movie, it was a little different, seeing it that way. But it was a lot more, for lack of a better term, it was a lot more real. Like with the graphics and the detail that it had, it was actually a pretty good movie. But everything else was the same. I mean, there was really no changes other than they took a few scenes out. They took a few lines out for some of the characters in the movie. They removed some of the songs from the original soundtrack and replaced them with other songs, which I can see. Okay, that's fine. But all in all, the same movie. Like nothing really changed. I mean, it was new to those who are not from this generation who are seeing this for the first time, but for those who have seen it before and are fans of the movie, I'm pretty sure that they enjoyed it. But for me, I could have waited till it came out on something, HBO or Netflix, whatever. I could have waited, but all in all, it was still a good movie to go and experience and see. Probably wouldn't see it again though. Not pay for it. In movies, but it was a good movie nonetheless, good experience. So anybody who hasn't seen it, I'm not discouraging you from seeing it, but I would also not necessarily encourage you to go, if that makes sense. Not encourage you, but I wouldn't discourage you. That kind of like in the middle. Like if you have nothing to do on a Saturday and all right, I'll go see the movie. Go ahead, but I wouldn't break an appointment to go see this movie. Again, it's the same movie that I seen back when it came out originally. So, but again, not taking anything away from the actors, from the graphics folks, and from Disney. I mean, again, a good movie, just not really my cup of tea. Now, I am patiently waiting for the third installment of Bad Boys, but we're not gonna rush that just yet. Want to make sure that they make that perfect, because that is one movie that I cannot wait to see. But Lion King, still a good movie. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But if you're willing to wait like me, wait till it comes out at home. This thing is absolutely refreshing and delicious. I thought it would might have taped it off because it's so damn hot, but it's actually pretty good. And I'm gonna pour up another shot in a minute. Um, Another thing I wanted to talk about is I connected with a gentleman um, recently who, through a mutual friend of mine, connected with this gentleman who actually started his own beard balm company out of New York with another partner of his. And to be honest, beardists, brew lovers, never been a balm person. I always thought that the last balm or like pomade that I used was on my hair, and this was years ago when I was in high school. Maybe even some years in college, I used sporting waves or anything, like some sort of balm or anything that I put when I had my waves. And since I started growing my hair, I haven't done that. Just been using different types of oils, cleansers, and stuff like that to keep my beard and to keep uh, my locks up to point. But I said, you know what? Since my friend recommended this person, let me go ahead and connect with them via Instagram. And I reached out to this gentleman, Gary Priori, on Instagram. And I let him know, I said, look, listen, I run up a page on YouTube and on Instagram where I promote different products for beards, different methods of beard care and hair care. So through this mutual friend, I heard that you started your own beard balm company, and I would absolutely love to try out some of your products. When you get a moment, if you're interested, you want me to promote it on the show, please just send me a couple of samples of, some of your beard balm. And he answered me within a couple of hours, and he said, absolutely, I'd love to send you a couple of things. And it did take a little bit of time for him to get this stuff to me. But Gary, I am absolutely blown away by this beard balm. So it's called the New York Beard and Company, the New York Beard Company. I'm sorry, and it's the beard balm from New York Beard Company. Now the flavors that he sent me are absolutely phenomenal. So I'm not going to do it in any particular order, but this one is called the Uptown Funk from the New York Beard Company, New York Uptown Funk Beard Balm. This one is actually, the flavor is patchouli and lemon scent. It's not heavy. It's very light. You can go ahead and unscrew that, and it smells amazing. One thing that I was afraid of, see, I've already been using it. One thing that I was afraid of when I started with this, with the beard balm to try it, was that, hey, listen, certain scents, when they get in your hair, they don't smell good. They get trapped, and it takes a long time for them to get out of your hair. So it has to be something that is not only appealing to my sense of smell, but to other people's sense of smell too, because if I'm going to be wearing cologne, you don't want these things to clash with your cologne. Let me tell you something. Uptown Funk, absolutely delicious scent. Delicious scent. This is actually my favorite of the 3 samples that I got. It's light, and that lemon smell is not overbearing. It's not overwhelming. It's just the right amount of scent to get sink in your beard. Not only is the scent good, but the moisture that this thing produces. Oh my gosh, it makes your beard absolutely soft. It makes for the comb or for the pick to go through your beard a lot easier than if it was just dry. Of course, oil is good too, but the beard balm, once you rub that in your hands and you get it nice and warm and you distribute that through the beard, man, listen, Uptown Funk is my favorite. So the next one is the Downtown Dreamer beard balm from New York Beard Company. This one is tea tree oil and eucalyptus scent. Another delicious scent. It's light. It does not clash with any other smells. It smells so delicious. And the good thing about this one is this is the one that I usually would wear at night because of the tea tree and eucalyptus. That smell is just calming. It's calming, and it has like a euphoric scent where it's like, if your nose is even stuffed up, which sometimes I have that sinus issue, rub some of that in your beard. in your beard, and the eucalyptus and the tea tree scent, once it gets in your nostrils, it'll just clear it up. Another good moisturizer for your beard. I love this. Downtown Dreamer is the second scent. And then this third one. This one is the Long Island Classic, which is a vanilla and mint scent. Vanilla and mint. Never thought these two could ever mix, but vanilla and mint, absolutely, absolutely phenomenal. Um, this one actually is another light one, but this one to me, this actually smells like candy, bro. Like this smells so good, and it goes so well with so many of the colognes that I wear now. Doesn't clash, and it smells so good. See, I keep sniffing it. It smells really, really good, and but it's light, but it's strong enough where if somebody was close to you, they could smell. Hey, what is that you have on? You could tell them, let them know this is the Beard Balm from the New York Beard Company. So listen, Gary Priore, Robert Kale, thank you guys so much for sending me these samples, man. And I intend to continue to support your business. This is absolutely phenomenal. I didn't have that many expectations when I first contacted Gary, to be honest. Never really been into beard bombs, but these are absolutely phenomenal products. And for anybody that's looking to grow a beard, or anybody that currently grows a beard and is looking for an absolutely phenomenal product as far as a balm to keep your beard moisturized and looking healthy, these are the products that I would definitely promote. So again, the New York Beard Company, Gary Priore, Robert Kale, these are the founders of it. Follow them on Instagram at nybeardco. That's N as in Nancy, Y as in yellow, BEARDCO on Instagram. On Facebook, you can follow them at Newyorkbeardco. So he's going to spell out New York, all one word, and Beardco, all one word. So New York Beardco. Follow them on Twitter, New York Beardco, same thing. Their website is www.nybeardco.com, and their email is going to be nybeardco@gmail.com. Again, absolutely phenomenal product. I would promote that to anybody either seeking to grow a beard or anybody that currently has a beard that they're looking to get an absolute phenomenal product, absolute phenomenal beard balm. New York Beard Company. Thank you very much, guys. I'll continue to promote this on the show. Thank you very much for everything. Gary, I'll contact you very, very shortly. Thank you very much. Let me go ahead and pour myself another shot of the 1703. And to all the listeners and to all the supporters, thank you very much for submitting many questions in the last couple of weeks. I had so many to select from that, again, I could only choose 3, but do have a lot of questions that residually I will continue to answer because I had so many questions come in and comments come in within the last couple of weeks that was not recording that I'm actually able to carry out. I'll answer a lot of those questions within the next couple of weeks. So again, thank you to everybody who continues to support. So let's get to the first question of the week. First question, it says, hey, Mr. Beardist, thank you for keeping your subscribers like me entertained every episode. Well, I don't know how entertaining I am, but I sincerely appreciate the support and actually even being labeled as entertaining because I'm just sitting here talking shit. But again, I do appreciate the love and support. A couple of episodes ago, I'm sorry, you gave another young man advice regarding his facial hair and his relationship. Though I comprehend your reasoning, I cannot agree with your plan of action. Okay, yes, I actually do remember this when I don't remember his name, but a young gentleman did write to me and said that he had noticed that his girlfriend at the time started acting different once he started to grow his facial hair. And at first he didn't believe that it might have been his facial. He thought it might have been something else. But then when she came out and said, well, yeah, I don't really like you with, the facial hair, and I wish you would cut it off and things like that because it's not attractive, like yada yada yada. My advice to him was that, well, it's your face. If a person loves you It shouldn't matter that much to them to be acting that much different where they're not supportive of whatever moves you choose to make with your own body or your own face. Now, if if it's something where they're gonna have major surgery, to enhance their body for some reason, and there are risks of them losing their life for what they're looking to pursue, that's a little different. But if you're growing a beard or hair or your locks, or you choose to cut your hair, it doesn't matter. This is your face. This is your head. Like you should love the person regardless. So, um, for you saying that you didn't really agree with my plan of action, which was to ultimately move on if this person is going to give you shit because you're growing a beard. Um, I got to be honest, like that. That's just my feeling. I don't really care that you don't agree with my plan of action. It's your face. I mean, if you choose, if your plan of action is to go the opposite way and to get rid of the facial hair that your mate doesn't like or your girlfriend doesn't like, well, that's up to you. If that's what makes them happy. But then my fear is that what else that you choose to do for yourself is going to make them unhappy, and then you're going to have to get rid of. You still have to have your own personality and your own aura at the end of the day. If your aura and your own personality comes across as bothersome to the person that you're with, and everything you do you have to ultimately change because this person doesn't like it, then you're not yourself. You're becoming who they want you to be, and you're not becoming who you want to be. I'm not saying that if you're out there and you're wearing like if you're wearing like crazy clothes, or even if that's you. I mean, if the person met you that way, or the person knows that this is something that you've always looked forward to doing, then they should love you regardless. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean because you love the person that you have to be with them. No, absolutely not. You should be in love with the person that you're with. So if a person doesn't like you because you're growing facial hair, because you're growing locks, because you have tattoos, whatever it is, again, you can love that person, but you don't have to be with them. And that's my plan of action. So again, you may comprehend where I'm coming from, which is what you said in your comment, but you may not agree with it, and that's fine. But me personally, if the person I'm with is going to hate me or is going to be not attracted to me because I'm growing a facial hair, that doesn't mean I have to shave my hair. Well, okay, well, then you're just not attracted to me. This is what I want to do with my face. God gave me the facial hair for a reason, and I'm not cutting it. So either you got to deal with it, or we can both move on. At the end of the day, if my lady chooses to cut her hair or do whatever she wants to do with her hair, and if I don't like it and I express it, that doesn't mean she has to change it for me. It's what she wants to do. So at the end of the day, I just don't think that anybody should be telling you what to do or suggesting what you should do with your own body or with your own face just because they don't like it. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I do thank you for your submission. And it does not give a name. Okay, well, Anonymous, thank you very much for your submission. Next question. Before I do that, let me go ahead and take my shot and my chase. Okay, that's down the hatch. Question number 2. It says, "Hey, Noel, although we have known one another for years and I could easily text my question, I love what you are doing." Okay, well, thank you for the support. So I will participate. Anyway, my question is about being unhappy at the workplace. Do you have any advice on how to deal with this? Well, I am sure that every one of my listeners here has had a situation where they're unhappy at work. We all have been through that. I think it's dependent on what you're unhappy about. If you're unhappy about the actual work that you do, but it pays the bills, some things can actually counteract with each other. So if you're unhappy about what you do, but it's enough where you can maintain your lifestyle, I would say bear with it a little bit longer until something comes along that's going to pay you either equally as much or more. Because again, if it's paying you and you're able to sustain your lifestyle and you're able to feed yourself and feed those around you that you love, and if you have kids, you're able to feed your kids and stuff like that, and you're paying your bills and you're not struggling, by all means, you can grin and bear that until something else comes along. Now, if it's because of the people you work with, then I would ultimately hit the gas on trying to find something new. Now, just because you're able to find something new doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to find something that's going to pay you as well. But continue to search, continue to grind. Or if you've ever had any ideas about becoming an entrepreneur, by all means, look into that. Look into franchising. Look into things that will ultimately bring you joy at your workplace, but now you own your workplace, or you are in a position where you love what you do and you love the people that you work with. Um, Being unhappy at the workplace is a very, very um, stressful situation in that you spend most of your time at work with people and with things that you're going to do. And if you're not enjoying what you do and you're not enjoying the people that you're working with, that's not a good situation for you to be in, even if it pays you well. You know, I've been in situations where, people don't like me for some reason, and for some reason they choose not to get along with me at work, and that's fine, but that's not going to affect my attitude toward what I'm doing. Now, if I hate what I do, but I love the people, the struggle's really not that deep at that point, because I could love the people and hate what I do, and I'll still love the people from somewhere else. So that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to stay in the position. But if I love what I do and I hate the people, that's a struggle, because I don't necessarily want to leave what I'm doing, but I can't stand to work with these people. So at some point, I'm still going to have to find what it is that I love to do, but I just can't do it with this group of people. So my only advice to you and to anybody who chooses to um, either extend themselves and look into something else to do when it comes to work, if you want to stay in the same field but just change the environment, by all means. God gave us emotions and feelings for a reason. And if we were all robots, we'd be able to do the job around people that we probably wouldn't be able to stand in a normal day if we had emotions, but we'd still be able to do the job because we're robotic. But he gave us emotions and feelings for a reason. So if you're uncomfortable in anything about the job, whether it's what you do, how you're paid, or the people you work with, that means there's time for a change at some point. And I would encourage anybody. It doesn't matter if you're making the most money you've ever made in your life, but you're unhappy about where you work, the location, you're unhappy about the people you work with, you're unhappy about the type of work that you're doing, whatever it is, that means there's time for a change. And I would encourage anybody to shift that situation and to change it for yourself actively. Don't just say you want change. Don't just think you want change, but put action to it. What's action? Updating your resume, posting your resume on different sites so other employers can see it, actively looking and interviewing while you have a job. Some people don't do that because they think that that's contradictory and you're doing the wrong thing. No, you're not. It's good to keep yourself sharp at that point and make sure that you're doing the right thing for yourself, because you don't want to be stuck in a situation where you're like, I've been here for 15, 20 years and I hate what I do, but it pays me. No. Find something you love to do, or find something that you're really good at and can grow to love, and something that's going to pay you, and something that where if you have to work with a group of people, that these are people that are pleasant to work around. You don't want to work around people that are so unpleasant and so unbearable that the money and what you're doing no longer matters. It's just you have to do things that you love, things that'll pay you. And if you're going to work with a group, you have to work with a group that you can work with on a professional level, and people that understand you personally. So again, do what you need to do for yourself. Um, Being unhappy at the workplace is not good, but at the same time, if you choose not to act on that, then you're doing yourself a big disservice. So again, thank you for your submission. And that was JJ. Oh, my man JJ was good. Thank you very much for submitting that. But yeah, if you're unhappy where you're at, bro, by all means, find a way to shift. give me a call if you need to hear it over the phone, or send me a text or whatever the case is. But thank you for your submission through I Rock a Beard on IG. Thank you very much. Now, the last one is not necessarily a question. It's somebody asking me, another anonymous person asking me to talk about zodiac signs and astrology, and do I believe in them? Okay, well, to some degree, I do believe that zodiac signs do hold some validity to the personality of the person that holds the zodiac sign, but I do think a lot of it is bullshit. Um, when people say, "Oh, you're a Pisces, you're this, or you're an Aries, you're that." No, I'm actually an individual. Now, do some things hold true as far as Aries being a fire sign, and I'm a fiery type of person where I'm passionate about a lot of things, and I'll express my passion in different ways. Yes, that's absolutely true, but that doesn't necessarily mean everything that is noted under the Aries profile adapts to me. Because at the end of the day, I'm still a human being. Like, I have my own personality, but I do believe that seasons that you're born in, the months that you're born in, maybe the position of the moon and all that shit. Yeah, it might hold some validity in the astrology realm of who the person is and how they'll act, but it's not across the board. I mean, I've met many people that have been born in the same month as me, a couple of days before, a couple of days after, same day as me, completely different personalities. So I don't think it's 100% true. I do believe that there is some validity to astrology and to when you're born and what month you're born. But overall, people who read horoscopes and believe, oh, this is my, fuck that. No, no. It's whatever God's plan is for you and for you, who you are and who you grow up around, how you're raised. That's really going to ultimately, for the most part, determine who you're going to be as a human being. Month you're born, look, people could lie to you and say, hey, your parents could lie and say, hey, your birthday is November 12th, but you were really born, May 31st. Okay. And if they lie to you, you're going to say, oh, well, I was born. What the fuck did I say? Did I say November? It doesn't matter. But if you believe your birthday is one thing, then does that mean that now your personality is adaptable to whatever the November sign is, or is it adaptable to your real sign, which you were born in May? Like, not necessarily. I do think that certain things hold true, but not everything. Um, do I read horoscopes? Absolutely not. I don't do that shit. Sometimes I may peek at one, depending on what's going on, and whole Mercury and retro. Not sold on it yet. I've seen some nuances to that maybe hold true, but no, I'm not convinced yet. So astrology and zodiacs, yeah, to a certain degree, yeah, I have reservations. Let's just put it that way. I'm not sold on that. Maybe somebody got to read my palm or something and tell me something about myself. I'm not there yet, but certain things hold true, and for the most part, I would say about 85% of it doesn't. But that's my own opinion. But thank you for submitting that. Um, but yes, folks, episode 5. I cannot believe that I'm 5 episodes in to Brew with the Beard. This is something that I last year I would never thought I would have been doing something like this, sitting in front of a computer and talking to the world. But I do believe that I have a lot to share, and I'm grateful and thankful for everybody that continues to show support. And of course, it gives me an excuse to do one of the things that I absolutely love, which is to enjoy a nice brew. Now, whether that brew is something alcoholic or non-alcoholic, um, it is still something that I enjoy to do, and another thing I enjoy to do is run my mouth. So again, thank you for all the support. I will post the tags for the Newyorkbeardco, New York Beard Company, in the description under the video for episode 5. But again, shout out to them for providing their samples. I'm an absolute fan of everything that you guys have sent me, and I wish you nothing but success, and I hope that we continue to work together in the future. Thank you to everybody that continues to show love and submit their questions and comments and everything. And listen, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Be blessed, be safe, walk with God, and have faith and be good. Peace and love.